appreciate the fact that you're inside. As you know, this is a part of my senior independent project for which I had to produce, direct, and act in a one-act play. I'm here with my good friend Annie Hallowell. I'd like to thank everyone who helped me out with this project. Ms. Baldwin has been by my side every step of the way, keeping me from feeling like I'm drowning in open water, which was a frequent feeling, but she was a very good advisor, and I have to hand it to her. I also like to thank my tech gal, Claire, who swooped in with the utmost grace and has been a really big help in this process, as well as Mr. Cupid, who helped us with the lights, and of course, Annie, my cast. Please turn off your cell phones, because this is a very small and intimate performance, and if it goes off, then bad things will happen. I hope you enjoy the show, and I hope those underclassmen who are here learn a lot about independent projects and consider doing it themselves. Thank you. Not. And now it's time to climb into bed and say goodnight, isn't it?
I guess so.
Good night.
Mama?
What?
Leave the light on.
You'll never get to sleep with this light on. All right. I'll leave the hall light on for a little while, all right? Good night now.
Mama?
What?
Could I have a drink of water?
You just had a drink of water.
But I'm thirsty.
You're not thirsty.
I'm thirsty.
How can you be thirsty? You just had a drink of water.
I'm thirsty.
You'll wet the bed.
No, I won't.
That's what you said last night.
But I won't.
Promise?
Cross my heart and pray.
Better not. Just promise.
Promise.
There you are. Better? Now that's quite enough, young lady. Not another peep out of you hear? Good night. Wait a minute. What do you say?
Thank you.
Who?
What?
Thank you. Who?
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome. Now give Mama a kiss. Good night now.
Good night.
Wait a minute. Did you say your prayers?
Mm-hmm.
On your knees?
Mm-hmm.
Did you say your prayers? Did you say your prayers or didn't you? All right, young lady, out of bed.
Mama!
On your knees and out of bed.
But it's cold.
It wasn't too cold to come wandering into my room asking me for a drink of water.
But I needed a drink of water.
And now you need to say your prayers out of bed. I can't hear you. If I can't hear you, how can God hear you?
Now I got to say prayer the woman such to fresh up for a prayer the woman such to.
Wasn't that nice? Suppose God takes as short a time to answer your prayers as you do to say them.
Mama, tuck me in.
I'm tucking you in.
My feet are cold.
All right, I'll rub them a minute. Is that better? All right, now give Mama a kiss. Good night now.
teacher says I'm an exception. What's an exception?
It just means that you're a little different, that's all.
I hate being different.
Someday you'll enjoy being different.
I hate being different. Why do I have to be different?
Because you were born left-handed.
Why?
Probably because I'm left-handed.
You're left-handed?
See? And you didn't even notice. After a while, you don't pay any attention. I can do anything anyone else can.
But then why do I need more practice?
Because it's a right-handed world. Left-handed people have to adjust to fit into a right-handed world.
Wish I lived in a left-handed world. Wish I was just like all the other kids in my class.
There is no left-handed world.
Why not?
Just because there isn't. So we have to adjust.
I don't want to adjust.
And we have to
I
practice.
want to practice.
Well, I had to practice, and now you have to too.
I don't want to.
Well, I suggest you stop feeling sorry for yourself, young lady, and start now. Now is just as good a time as ever. You sit right down at that kitchen table. Take this paper, this pencil, and when I come back, I want to see that whole paper filled.
I hate to practice. I hate my stupid teacher.
I heard that. Any more talk like that, young lady, and it's off to bed. No.
Well, why not?
Because.
Because why?
Because you're only 12 years old.
But everyone else can. Why can't I?
You're not everyone else.
Nancy can. Nancy's mother said she could.
If Nancy's mother thinks that she's old enough, then that's her business. But I'm your mother, and I say no.
Mom!
No.
Mom!
Not another word. I've heard all I want to hear.
Gee whiz.
All I want to hear. One more word, and that's up to your room. Another word, and up you go.
Mom,
That's it. That is it. I've heard all I want to hear.
It's not fair.
I think it might be a good idea, young lady, if you went up to your room.
Everyone else can. Why can't I just go? Just tell me why.
Because I said so.
But everybody else can. Why can't I?
Go up to your room and stay there until you learn not to argue with your mother.
Everybody but me. What am I supposed to do? Next time they want to even ask me because they'll know I can't go because I can never go anywhere.
Up to your room.
Mom, I just...
Go to bed, young lady.
But Mom...
Not another word. March. So where have you been?
What do you mean where I've been?
Exactly what I said. Where have you been?
You know where I've been.
At this hour?
Well, what time is it?
What time is it? What time is it? Where is your watch?
I'm not wearing one.
How convenient.
Well, what time is it?
Late. That's what time it is. Late. Too late for a good girl to be out. A good girl should be in bed by this hour. A good girl doesn't keep her mother up worrying half the night.
But I told you I was going to be late.
Until this hour, I thought by late you meant midnight at most. Midnight is plenty late enough for a 16-year-old girl to be out wandering the streets.
Mom, you would think I was Cinderella.
I wish you were. I wish that at midnight you turned back into the daughter that left the shenanigans and came home where she belonged.
Well, I'm sorry you were worried.
So where have you been?
We went and got a bite to eat and we sat and talked.
Oh, and where exactly did you sit and talk?
If you must know, we were parked right out there in the driveway.
Oh my God! Shenanigans in our driveway! I knew it! What will the neighbors say?
What should the neighbors know?
I knew, didn't I?
How did you know?
She asks me, how did I know? At 1 o'clock in the morning, a car pulls into our driveway, and you don't think I got up and looked out the window? Don't you think the neighbors looked too?
But if you already knew where I was, then why did you ask?
I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure.
Who else would be pulling into our driveway at 1 o'clock in the morning?
I thought it was you, but I wasn't sure.
Then if you knew I was home, driveway at 1 o'clock in the morning. But we thought you were asleep. We didn't want to wake you. What kind of a mother can sleep when her 16-year-old daughter is out God knows where doing God knows what with God knows who? But you knew I was in the driveway with the boy I've been going with for 2 years.
Young lady, I think you and I better have a talk. A talk. Now, you may think you know all there is to know, Miss Smarty, but there are some things you don't know.
Okay, what?
What do you mean, what?
What do I not know?
How am I supposed to know what you don't know? Ask me a question, and then I'll know.
Like what?
Like what you're wondering about.
I'm not wondering about anything.
You mean you're 16 years old and you know all there is to know? All right, go to bed. Oh my God.
I'm sorry I told you.
Oh my God.
It's not that bad.
Not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I'm not the only one. It happens. It happens to a lot of girls.
To my daughter.
I'm no different than anyone else. It could have happened to me and it did. And besides, it's not such a terrible thing. I am 21 years old.
She says it's not such a terrible thing.
No, it's not, Mom. Not anymore.
It's a terrible thing. In the eyes of God, it's a terrible thing. What will the neighbors say? Nothing you or any other smart young person says is going to make it all right.
But how do you know how God sees it? Maybe God has grown up too.
And what about your father? This is going to kill him.
Why should I have to know?
Because he's your father, that's why.
But if it's gonna hurt him, why tell him?
Why tell me? Don't you think it hurts me? So why tell me? Because I'm your mother, that's why.
Mama.
What?
Mama.
What's the matter? Are you crying?
No, I'm not crying.
We'll just see. Come here. Come over here. Look at me. You're crying.
Mama, what am I gonna do?
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. It's going to be all right. After all, it's nothing so terrible.
It's the worst thing that could have happened.
Oh, nonsense. It's not the worst thing. We're still alive, aren't we? We'll work it out.
Mama.
Hush now. You go on upstairs. Your bed is made. You'll stay here tonight.
No, I should go back to the apartment.
Hush now. You'll stay here. There's a nightgown in the drawer. You go on up. I'll be there in a minute. I'm going to make us some cocoa.
I don't think I want anything.
Cocoa would be good for the both of us. It will help us sleep.
Mama.
In the morning, we'll talk. We'll talk after a good night's sleep.
But I won't be able to sleep.
You'd be surprised after a little bit of cocoa. Then we'll all sit down and talk.
You're gonna tell Papa?
Of course I'm going to tell him. We're a family, aren't we?
But you said it would kill him.
Nonsense. It won't kill him. Why should it kill him? He's a grown man, isn't he?
But I don't want to upset him.
He's your father and he loves you. He has a right to know. Don't worry. We'll work it out. Has there ever been anything that we couldn't work out? It's going to be all right. You go on upstairs. I'll make the cocoa. It's not going to be a minute. Remember when you were a little girl, you always loved your cocoa? Now go on to sleep.
See that skin? It's the same shade.
You're spoiling him.
He's just a little bit frightened. Children are scared of the dark now and then.
But he's just trying to get your attention. He succeeded. He knows perfectly well that there's nothing in the corner. He comes to tea every night. It's just his way of getting
65 years. 40 of them with your